Hello everyone, welcome back to the Daily Defender. Glad to be with everybody again. Glad to be bringing you some additional content. We're going to do something just a little bit different today. We're going to do a little bit of a product review, I guess is where this would fall into it. But again, the usual admin, thanks again for all of the subscribers. Please continue to subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing. Great comments recently, so thanks again for that. You guys never disappoint on the comments, so really appreciate that. Actually, maybe along those lines, thinking about doing something a bit more with this channel and putting some things together for merchandise. So if you guys want to chime in what you guys would like to see, I've got some ideas as well, but some things that maybe you guys would like to see the channel promote or put forth. I think the classic merchandise that everybody seems to enjoy, which are t-shirts and hats and hoodies and coffee mugs and all that kind of good stuff is probably where we'll go, but would love to hear input from you guys. So that's kind of our administrative note. But today, like I said, I wanted to do something just a little bit different and look at a bit of a product review. And first and foremost, this is a clear and safe firearm. So we've got that on the table. Happens to be an HK 2000 compact 9mm. And we'll do a review on this firearm shortly as well. But I wanted to, like I said, do a little bit of a product review because this product had caught my attention. Generally, I like these secondary wraparound type grips, these aftermarket rubber or granular grips. And I guess I should first also say that this was not provided to the channel. This was acquired by myself, purchased by myself, and so it's my independent review. However, if the company would like to send additional product for us to try, we'll be more than happy to do that for them. But again, this product was purchased by me because I was interested in this particular brand, this Handleitgrips brand, or H&H brand, I guess, because generally I've used the Talon grips and have had no problems with the Talon grips. Actually like them a lot, seem to work well. But as usual, this caught my eye basically because it was about half price. So why not, right? Let's give it a try. Let's take a look at it and see how this works. So I guess the very first place to start is just simply kind of a review and unpackaging of what we get here compared to the Talon grips. You've got classic packaging here. It's stated nicely on what firearm it's slotted for. On the back, you have general instructions, including safety, so that's all right there. And when we open up the package, we basically have, which is already going to be a little bit different than the Talon grips I've worked with. We've got a two-piece grip, and then our classic alcohol swab. So this is already starting off a little different than a Talon grip. I actually have a Talon grip here as well because I figured we'd want to compare the two. I certainly wanted to compare the two. Generally, all the ones that I've worked with, maybe they also make two-piece grips. I don't recall working with a two-piece grip, but the Talon grips that I've worked with have always been a one-piece wraparound type, which again has worked well. This H&H brand, or this Handleitgrips brand, is utilizing a two-piece design, so we'll give that a try. Generally, the first thing that I do is see just what my matchup is going to be. Is it lining up as I would expect? Is it the right grip, etc., and all that for the firearm? So that looks like it does match up nicely. This is a kind of a forward style because again, we're going to have to place the rear piece on the back and then fold that in. Already, I'm a little concerned because I don't see a spot where we're going to be able to tuck this. On the Talon grips, generally what happens is this kind of comes around and then this tucks in here nicely, and that fold creates a nice little seam that I haven't had any difficulty with. I haven't had the difficulty of them peeling back. I haven't had them difficulty over continuous grabbing that they kind of peel back or come off. So again, this has been a successful product for me, no question at all, the Talon grip. But let's see what half price or thereabouts gets us. This is also the rubber material, this rubber grip material. Maybe you can see that there in the video if you're not familiar with these. They generally come in a rubber and a granular. I go back and forth. I like them both, honestly. I really like the granular. I'm kind of a skateboard tape kind of guy. I really like those. Definitely for a duty gun or a gun that I'm going to train with a lot. What I do like about these rubber grips is, one, I get a very good solid grip and purchase on the firearm once I put them on, and I can still have enough friction to adjust my grip. I found on some of the other, like a Hogue rubber grip or sleeve, that you would put on over the grip. I found those to be, one, a little bit too thick, and second, it doesn't have enough friction when if I get on it and I grab something wrong or need to adjust a grip. I find those larger rubber sleeves don't do that for me. But these rubber adhesive grips, they seem to allow enough movement for me, probably because of the just how thin they are. So anyways, that's what this is. This is one of the rubber ones. And I really do like these. Plus, the second added benefit is, if you are doing a in the waistband carry and it's a summer carry, or you don't have a t-shirt and a sweatshirt or what have you, this provides a pretty nice level of comfort against your skin, opposed to, again, a rougher texture that may be on the firearm, although this P2000 doesn't really have that, or the granular, the one like I had mentioned. So generally the way that I start this is just a quick, kind of how am I matching up here? Do I have the right grip, etc. And again, in this case, we're going to have this one. Maybe we'll get enough to tuck underneath there. We'll see. That will be interesting to see how this goes. Real quick, just a comparison between the two texture-wise. If we just want to bring both of them back out here, I feel very, very little difference in the two. The finish appears the same. The physical feel feels the same, if not very similar. The thickness, it might be, and it would be so subjective on something this thin, but the Talon grip feels maybe just a little bit thicker, but that could be difficult to determine too with this backing. But maybe just a slim nod to the Talon grip to be just ever so slightly thicker, but almost not noticeable. Again, right now they feel almost identical, so that part of it we can comment on. So after I've done that fitment, they generally give you this alcohol swab, and effectively what we need to do is make sure that we don't have any grease or oils or anything left on the firearm. I don't generally use these. I just don't find it to be enough. I generally use a rubbing alcohol and a number of cotton swabs. So we'll go ahead and do that, or I guess I should say cotton balls. And really what I do here again is just, I definitely want to make sure that, as the instructions imply and state, that we get any grease and oil off of the firearm. And I'll do this a couple times, usually with a couple different pads, or I should say cotton balls. And we can already see we're getting a little off there, so let's do that again. And obviously this is critically important, because if we have oils and grease and what have you on the firearm, then we are not going to get good adhesion with the grip tape. So this is a pretty important part. And simple, but important. And so we kind of get that done. And then what I'll do is I'll let this dry, and then we'll come back to the video and we'll put the adhesion on. And then once you adhere the product, then the curing, or the last part, is with a blow dryer or some kind of heat gun. They state hair dryer, to then kind of cure the product or seat the adhesion or adhesive from the grip tape to the firearm. But we'll let this dry, and then we'll come back to the actual administration of the grip to the firearm. So we've gone ahead and let that dry up, and I've actually just run a kind of a dry cotton ball around it, just to kind of make sure we don't have anything else on there, and also try to keep my hands as clean as I can. There's no specific instructions from H&H or this Handle It Grip company on where to start. It would seem to me that we would start at the rear of the gun, and then hopefully again be able to get a fold over onto these and have our seam along the edge. We'll see if that works. So we've got to start somewhere. So let's go ahead and see how this goes live, because we can really only do this in one take. So we'll kind of get this off here, and I'm going to be very careful to touch, or not touch the back of the grip tape as much as possible. And it looks like the best, you always try to want to find a reference point here on where you want to start these, and generally these cutouts, because they are already set, is going to be where we need this grip tape. And I might have just a little bit of angle off there. That seems pretty straight. So we've got that part on there now, which is good, generally speaking. That seemed to go on fine. Again, we'll just kind of wipe this down quickly. Oops, got a little bit of cotton there. It's okay. So we'll see how that's holding. It looks like it's holding on there okay. I remember the Talon grip adhesion is about the same before you get to the heat, so that all seems to be working as normal. Here again, we'll have to probably line up here, I think. And the way I generally do this, again, this is a little bit different, is start at one point and then work the grip around. So you'll see I won't take the tape all the way off, and I'm just curious to see, yeah, we might just have enough there. This may have the right pattern. I was really hoping we'd have some overlap there, like I mentioned. So let's see if this works. So again, kind of can only have one take to do this. And just thinking about it now, it may have been helpful to have a scissors here, because as we peel this back, well, I think we can make that work. So here again, we're trying to get a line up, and this is a little dicey because we want everything, and I'm going to err, oops, sorry guys, was too far down. I'm going to err on the side of kind of falling backwards opposed to coming forward with this tape, and of course we don't want to be up anywhere near the slide, and you don't want to be too far down to interrupt the magazine. So it is pretty important to get your placement, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. And let's just see, yeah, and I think we did. I think we got some coverage there, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's going to work okay. Let's kind of get that on there. And then now this goes as you might suspect. We can kind of just peel this back here, and if we're careful, kind of get that around the base, or I'm sorry, the front grip there. That looks, and I tend to try to pull this taut as I can, get on the front there. That looks pretty good to me. And then kind of on this side, again, kind of pull it, and we'll see, you can already see we're not going to have an exact match there, but that's okay. We'll kind of see how this comes together. And there's our seam. So it looks like it's a little short in my opinion. Now again, this could be operator error with the way that I did it. Maybe we didn't pull strong enough here, and we can kind of see if that'll move, but I don't think it will. This seems to be correct there, and unfortunately you do kind of have to move the firearm around. But you can see here that it's just a little bit off in its cut. It would have been nicer if that was just a little bit longer and we had a little bit more coverage. I would have, interesting that that we couldn't get that kind of the way that we needed to, but I don't see any or feel any gaps really. Maybe right there. And we can still play with this just ever so slightly, a little bit, to see, but we didn't gain much, did we? Got a little bit better, right? We felt a little bit of gap there on the front strap. I got this here. So that made it just maybe just enough to make contact with that rear strap grip. So I guess then we're going to have to put that down to operator error. But it's the very first time I've worked with these grips. So, but this came off well up here. That looks good there. We don't look too high there. So I think that's all good. Not sure we needed this kind of H&H logo cutout kind of thing. To me, that's just going to add a possible weak point to where this could peel off. But that all adheres well. It's not sliding around, all that kind of good stuff. Again, probably just a little bit off. I probably didn't pull that as tight as I could, but I think we're close enough here. So let's hit it with the hair dryer, and I'll let you know what the final result is. And here's our finished product. So this is after the hair dryer treatment, if you will. And all I do with the hair dryer is just work it very closely to the product itself. And I just do one section at a time and ensure that it's basically almost too hot to touch or hot to the touch. And then I just simply knead, kind of the product down with my thumbs, nothing more than that. And then working all of the seams, both, kind of exterior and interior, and just kind of work all that down. So that all worked as normal, and I'm considering normal or standard as how it worked on the Talon grips that I've used before. We'll see. Right now, the test is going to be kind of in the long term. Do these hold up and work as well as the Talon grips for half the price? At the moment, I would say everything was good, right? The material, the quality of the material seems good. The laser cut for the product seems good. It seems to fit correctly. I don't know if all of the H&H product, is a two-piece, or it just happened to be that way for this 2000. I'll probably try them again on something else. Again, given half price, even if I get some decent wear out of these, this won't be a duty gun or anything like that for me. But it seems to be checking the box from what I had hoped it would be. And so, yeah, I'm excited to kind of see how these go. And again, I like them. This is I've always liked these kind of rubber, super thin adhesive grips. I think they just work really well for me. As I stated earlier, the granular ones are really good as well. There's something about these rubber ones that it just gets my hand planted and I feel solid with it, and the firearm just feels that much better in my hands. So, and especially on this P2000, you noticed it doesn't have the more stippling kind of centerpiece to the grip that the USPs do, and of course it doesn't have any of the side panel grips like a P30 were. So I was very interested to put these on here, very interested to try the brand and just see how all that went. So we'll report back. We'll keep using this pistol, and we'll report back hopefully months down the road. And again, if we have a successful use of this, and of course if they don't just peel off in the first week as well, if we just then that'll be a success, and maybe we've got kind of a nice alternative here if you're looking for a cost alternative to the Talon grip product. So hope that was helpful for you guys. Hope the little useful information there from a product review standpoint. Thanks for tuning into the Daily Defender, and we'll see you again very soon.